In today's video, we're going to find out why the time is now to invest into the crypto market, because yes, the previous year was an absolute bullish year for the overall crypto market. We saw Solana go up 934%, Casper 2410%, and Render 1000%. And yes, we've been talking about these projects on this channel. So guys, if you're still watching these videos without being subscribed, smash up the like button and subscribe, because in today's video, we're going to look at the history of Bitcoin to find out what we could expect and when is the best time to invest into crypto. And when is the best time to exit, when are we going to reach the peak, and we're also going to look at some previous price predictions that I've made exactly 1 year ago. So guys, without further ado, let's directly dive into the content. And yes, we're going to go over to my channel because I've started this channel over a year ago and I've already reached 2,300 subscribers, and I appreciate each one of you that support me on my journey. And if you want to support me, guys, it only takes a few seconds. Smash up the like button and subscribe, and we're going to look at this video which I've made, yes, on the 3rd of January 2023, crypto in 2023. We are here, act now. Because yes, if we go over to this video was published exactly on the 3rd of January 2023, where I told you exactly here, round about the levels of $16,070 that we are at the bottom and that you should dollar cost average exactly here and buy Bitcoin before we're going to see this massive move towards the upside. Because yes, I called the bottom exactly. So let's go over to the charts to find out even more, because yes, on the charts you can see that this price movement was exactly here. I made a screenshot of my exact price prediction and you can see that the chart is exactly lining up. And if we're going to look at the price movement that we saw, guys, this is perfect. We can see that the price movement perfectly came all the way up exactly as I predicted. And yes, I thought that we we're going to see a price high of $38,000 exactly here. But yes, we saw that the price movement came all the way up to the $44,600 exactly towards this high. But yes, my end of the year price prediction was $50,000, but maybe we're going to see the swing even higher. But we're going to look at the price movement of Bitcoin. But first of all, let's go over to the historical chart of Bitcoin to really find out where are the Bitcoin cycles. Should you invest now or should you wait? Because guys, if we're going to look at the long-term perspective of Bitcoin, we can see that the price movement starts all the way down here in the year 2012. Where Bitcoin saw this massive pump towards the upside, and we formed the all-time high round about the levels of $1,200 for Bitcoin in December 2013, and then we saw this first bear market, this prolonged bear market, and then we found the bottom exactly here, and after we've reached the bottom, we saw this bullish move towards the halvening. And then after the Bitcoin halvening occurs every 4 years, where the rewards for the Bitcoin miners are going to be cut in half. And this ultimately means that the supply of Bitcoin is getting reduced every 4 years. And afterwards, we saw this parabolic run towards the upside, reaching a new all-time high roundabout in the year 2017 at the levels of $41,600. And then yes, we saw this bear market towards the downside, formed the bear market bottom, and guys, yes, exactly in these levels I started to invest in crypto exactly before this major dump towards the downside. So yes, my first Bitcoins I bought around the $6,000 level, and then we saw this massive dump towards the downside. But guys, I've been holding all the way through, and we saw this pump all the way back up. And yes, this was this bullish move towards the Bitcoin halvening exactly here, and afterwards we started with this parabolic run towards the upside, towards the new all-time high. But if we're going to look at these yellow lines exactly in these levels, once Bitcoin breaks this horizontal line towards the upside, which was the previous bull market support, exactly in these levels, we can see that this is the start of the major bull market exactly here, when the price movement breaks the previous support. Now we started with this parabolic run towards the upside, and exactly that happened in the previous year. Bitcoin broke the previous bull market support exactly here, and then we started with this bullish move towards the upside. But yes, we came all the way back down to retest this major zone, but we didn't close a weekly candle above this major support, and we saw this parabolic run towards the upside. And yes guys, we have formed the previous all-time high round about the levels of $69,000, and then we started with this prolonged bear market exactly here, and then we reached the bottom exactly at the levels of $15,000, where I made this call that you should invest in Bitcoin, because this is the exact bottom. And yes, 1 year later we can see that this was exactly the bottom. So yes guys, if you're still watching this video without being subscribed, smash up the like button and subscribe, because yes, if we go back to the long-term perspective of Bitcoin, guys, we saw that we broke this horizontal line, which always gave us the indication that we are in this bullish move for Bitcoin and that we could expect this parabolic run after the Bitcoin halving. But yes, we can see some very fundamental changes in Bitcoin exactly here, something that we didn't see in the previous years. And yes, the Bitcoin spot ETF filing from ARK Investment, BlackRock, Bitwise, Invesco, WisdomTree, 𝗥𝗲𝗹𝘁𝗲𝗱, FunEgg and Fidelity is really going to change the adoption of Bitcoin, and we could expect this massive pump towards the upside in the overall crypto market, but especially for Bitcoin. So this is why I expect this bullish move towards the upside. But yes, we can also see some major volatility in the markets because yes, one of the biggest asset managers is entering the crypto space, so we could expect, yes, if they miss the boat, they bring the boat back. So I expect that yes, our ultimate bearish price target for this year is going to be this yellow line. And yes, this yellow line round about the 31,000 US dollars is a really important line, and I'm also going to show you some confluence in the charts why we could expect that this level is going to be reached. But guys, if we look at the cycles of Bitcoin, should you invest in Bitcoin at the moment? Yes guys, you shouldn't wait for any pullbacks, because from this major news from BlackRock, we could expect that we're going to see this major move before we're going to see any major corrections. But maybe we're going to see some corrections, and that's why dollar cost average into Bitcoin. And yes guys, you should know the time horizon when you should invest in Bitcoin, because yes, if you're going to buy at the top when everybody starts to buy Bitcoin, if we're going to break the previous high, guys, this is not the right time to invest in Bitcoin. Your right time would have been exactly the bottom where I told you 1 year ago that you should invest in Bitcoin, exactly here. And yes, if you've been watching my video, you would have been in some major profits, because if we're going to look at the price move all the way from the 16,000 US dollars all the way to the current price movement, this would have been a profit of 154%. And talking about accurate price predictions, guys, I told you to load up on Solana exactly at the price levels of 17 US dollars, exactly here, and we saw this massive pump towards the upside from this upward sloping trend all the way to the highs, and this was a percentage gain of 570%. So yes guys, congratulations if you've bought exactly here at the bottom where I told you to load up on Solana. But yes, ultimately the time is now to invest in Bitcoin, because we could expect this massive pump towards the upside after the spot Bitcoin ETF filing. And why? Let's go over to X. And yes, this is the chart of gold after the first spot ETF on gold was ever launched in the year 1994, exactly here. And we saw that the price movement of gold only went up after the spot ETF filing, and we saw a pump of 359% for the price movement of gold, and this was a major move. So we could expect after the Bitcoin halving and also the spot ETF that is going to be filed, we could expect that yes, Bitcoin is going to reach its new all-time high. Because if we're going to look at the stats guys, and if we're going to zoom out, then we can see that the Bitcoin cycles always are the same. For the last 10 years, we can see that Bitcoin reached a high, bear market bottom, reached a high, bear market bottom, had this bullish move and this parabolic move after the Bitcoin halving, all-time high, bear market bottom. And guys, we are up for the next major high, which we could expect, yes, in the year 2025, round about in August to October, where we could expect that yes, Bitcoin is going to reach its high exactly here, because we can see that the previous bull market from the bear market bottom exactly towards the previous all-time high was exactly 1071 days, and in the next cycle we saw the bear market bottom and towards the new all-time high was exactly 1071 days. So we could expect the next all-time high for Bitcoin round about the levels of August 2025, which would be all the way here. And guys, yes, should you invest in Bitcoin? Because if we're going to look at the most bullish case that Bitcoin is going to reach 500,000 US dollars, this would be a 10x exactly from the levels of 50,000 US dollars. So should you invest in Bitcoin? Guys, that is why I told you in the previous videos that I'm holding at the moment 80% in altcoins and 20% in Bitcoin, because I expect that the altcoins are going to outperform Bitcoin, and that you can make some major profits if you're going to diversify your fiat money or even your Bitcoin into altcoins. Because yes, ultimately Bitcoin is the money of the future, but guys, we want to take the huge advantage in the overall crypto market from major narratives that are going to see a major push within the next bull market, and we are talking about AI, gaming and real world assets. So I'm going to invest in all of these cryptocurrencies to see a major pump towards the upside, so that I can re-diversify back into Bitcoin. So the ultimate currency is going to be Bitcoin, but we're going to lose the altcoins to make some even more profits. Because if we go over to the crypto bubbles, yes guys, we saw some major push towards the upside. If you've invested a few $100s into Bonk, guys, this would have changed your life. Yes, a 10x on Bitcoin is not going to change your life, but investing into these altcoins is really going to make a difference to re-diversify back into Bitcoin. Because yes, Bitcoin is the ultimate currency, it is decentralized and deflationary and the money of the future. Because yes, we can see that the biggest asset managers in the world are investing into Bitcoin and launching the spot Bitcoin ETF. So yes, we're going to see a major adoption when it comes to cryptocurrencies overall. But let's go on the weekly chart of Bitcoin to find out even more what we could expect and why the $31,000 level is so significant. Because yes, on the weekly chart for Bitcoin, we can see that my end of the year price target was the $50,000 level, this major sell-off level after we saw the second bounce from this bull market support exactly here, and then we saw this major sell-off towards the downside. So this would have been my ultimate price target. But yes guys, I expected we're going to see this pump all the way up to these levels of the 78.6, which is ultimately going to be the $50,000 level before we're going to see the next major correction. Because yes, Bitcoin went only up, and we should see a correction towards the downside, which would be healthy for the overall market before we're going to see this next major leg up after the Bitcoin halving, which is going to occur round about in April 2024, exactly here. So yes, should you wait for any pullback? No guys, dollar cost average into Bitcoin, because yes, we could also expect that from this launch of the Bitcoin ETF, we're going to get this major push towards the upside, and then we're going to get this correction, and maybe just all the way back down to the $50,000 level. So buying in these areas would have been better to wait for any retracement. So yes guys, the aim is dollar cost average into Bitcoin. But now we're going to look at the worst case scenario that we could expect for Bitcoin if we're going to see a retracement. And yes, the significant level is the $31,000 level, where we saw this long sideways consolidation exactly here, round about the 50% Fibonacci retracement level, and we see that this was major resistance, and afterwards we saw this breakout, so it would perfectly make sense to retest this major resistance as support, and that we're going to see this bounce from these levels. Because yes, we can also see that the 50 moving average and also the 100 moving average is exactly here in these levels, so it would perfectly make sense. And we also have this upward sloping trend where we can see that Bitcoin broke out from the bottom, had the support exactly here at the 23.6 Fibonacci retracement level, and then we saw this breakout towards the 38.2, and exactly in these levels we saw this long consolidation. And if we're going to turn on the VPVR, we can see here's a lot of support for the price movement of Bitcoin. So we could expect that this level is going to be extremely significant. And if we go over to the long-term perspective of Bitcoin, we can also see it perfectly lines up with this previous bull market support exactly here, and this major significant yellow line, which always gave us the indication that yes, Bitcoin is in this bullish move towards the upside. But guys, why could we expect a greater move for the altcoins? Because if we go over to Link, then we can see that from the previous bear market bottom, which was in March 2019, we saw this pump for Link all the way to the all-time high, and this was a percentage gain of 10,800%. And yes, if we're going to compare the same price movement for Bitcoin on the weekly chart exactly here, which was round about March 2019, exactly in these levels, we saw a pump towards the all-time high of yes, 1,700%. So yes guys, we can see that Link outperformed Bitcoin in the previous bull market all the way to the all-time high. And yes, this is the reason why I'm holding at the moment 80% in altcoins and 20% in Bitcoin. But yes, we also made this great call on Solana, where I told you exactly here to buy Solana. And we saw this massive pump towards the upside. Is it too late to invest into Solana? No guys, I expected we're going to see some furthermore upside, and that we could even reach the price target of $3,000 for Solana, because ultimately guys, once we're going to break the previous all-time highs, we are in price discovery mode, and we could expect a major push towards the upside for the overall crypto market. And if you want to find out which coin you should hold in 2024, make sure to subscribe to my channel, smash up the like button and subscribe, because we're going to make some major profits within the coming years. So always make sure to be for crypto and enjoy your New Year's Eve, and we see each other in the next year.